Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You know, I always seem to do things in threes. I've always said hello, hello, hello. It's always been like that. So me and three in my apartment. It's even number three. Let's see here. Just getting up and getting going. Yes, it's the old shirt from yesterday, but I only wore it for a little while. So what I'm going to do, I want to do these really fast because it takes forever for YouTube to go over my shit. All right. So I want to do what we've been doing is we've been taking apart the mercy seat, the tabernacle, all right, all this business. And so today, or at this for this particular thing, is the cherubims, all right, the cherubims and seraphims. And I wanted to know, and how I've been doing this is it's using the Hebrew language, all right. And so let's see what it means. All right, first off, it talks about these things don't have any really good reference to them. The ones that Moses is asked to use, it's like they say they are just assume that they have wings, but it hasn't anything to do with any of those things. All right. These cherubims actually seem to be something that can lift God's throne and fly it around, but we know that this is when God gets up and leaves the building. That's really the conversation behind that. But those four beasts that are in there are the four beasts in Daniel, or in Daniel, is that the one? And way down at the end of the show here, it's also the four beasts here, but it's the four beasts that are in Revelations as well, the ones that drive the horses. All right, so and this is what we're going to learn. The word cherub, all right, in the Hebrew language, it doesn't really. Let's see, cherub belongs to the root word you do. It means the midst. MIDST. Um, there's a part of this because they take apart the words when they're doing this Hebrew business. We got KIRBU, and this Assyrian word means the midst. And what we know about the midst is that is, when Jesus is, they gather everyone together. This is in the midst. This is the sixth chakra. The sixth is the middle. And what it means by midst, it's in middle of us. All right, because that's what they decided on when it comes down to it, that this midst is maybe something that's on the inside of us. And like our inner thoughts and stuff like that. So these cherubims, and like I said, nobody really knows what they look like, But I saw a picture of one of my teachers had gotten from, I guess it was just from kind of a science book, where there was they just had cut the brain directly in half, and you got to see yourself, you got to see like this cauliflower monster, and how it looked. And you found that, hey, well, those look like angel wings. It looks like this. So they're meant to face each other. And because I know that this is about our brain, all right, their faces they're to face each other, and their wings take things from side to side and tip to tip. So it's really talking about, this is like the soft mother, and there's the hard mother, which would be the outside. But I know they're talking about the brain. I just know they are. So what we do is we find out through the actual Hebrew letters. It says the root word. Let's see what it says in here. Oh, let's just read it. The root something something isn't used in the Bible, and only one derivative is extant. But it nevertheless expresses the kind of intimacy we see in the first root. the sole remnant of this root is the masculine noun Cherub, G-E-R-E-B, denoting the internal. It's translated as the midst, among, or inner. And it may represent the inward parts of a human or animal body. And it may represent the seat of an innermost thoughts of man. And that's what you have. There you are. There you are. Yeah, you do learn these things from this, from basing on its soul. So right here, this thing says the cherubim meaning. Formally, the meaning of the word cherub is obscure. But to a Hebrew audience, it may have meant mighty, approacher, blessing, or within. Those are all crazy names. And this whole idea is that there is something mighty in there, but this is a protector. You have to have something to protect the mercy seat, and you have to have something to have to keep heaven in, and to protect you got to protect this whole thing in here. All right. So let's see here. All right. So that was the cherubim. Okay. We got other things to tear apart. There's a net in here too, when it comes down to there's a net within the grill work of the work of our way our minds work. It has to do with which way we think, which way we wish to toss our nets. And of course, that's a symbolic way of where we're going to get our nourishment from. And, we hear a lot of things in the Bible about being fish, and along the lines of eating fish is this idea of the truth, because it's coming out of the water. And this, of course, is where we say, we get a lot of the truth and things come out of the water. This is, everything pops out of the water. It's always been that way. To the point of, those half men, half fish things coming out and giving knowledge, and they came out of the water. All these stories are representing our minds, and the water represents the truth. And it's clear as bell that it has to do with the spirit, which we, aren't always connected to. So this net is, hey, try casting your nets over to the right side. Get some of her fish. Check her out, So, there's another piece of the puzzle that's gone, when it comes down to, taking apart the tabernacle as we find out where it really is and how it really functions and what it's for altogether. Because it's almost like a little locking thing situation in there. They're making it out to be like made of brass and stuff. But things move and things take over, and like at the beginning, everything's being locked shut. You ain't going here. Nobody's going on this other side. Not for a long time. Not until God says it's cool. And so it's locked up while we're in the front of the book. And of course, when we get all the way to the end of the book, there's this grievous head wound that it speaks about that gets healed. And of course, everyone thinks the hell breaks loose in Revelation. It does, because it's the end of the individual and his head wound. Because, it's being healed. And the idea is that, physician, heal yourselves, and I'd like to be able to heal myself. I got so many boo-boos, and I'm always getting hurt and knocked around. I got some cancer growing on my ear that I've been wanting to go see a doctor. I see him Friday about it. It's a mess, but, you think that, oh, man, if I wish I could just heal myself. We're supposed to be remembered, I want to be restored, stuff like that, But, this is an outside idea, when you think about Jesus uh, touch, touching people in their eyes and then they can see. Well, there's a whole lot of blind people in the world during Jesus' time. It looked like every other person is blind, right? Because it's just blind people. There's two of them looking on the side of the road. That's part of the story. See, there's two blind guys on the side of the road, and they hear Jesus. Take away our blindness. We want to be able to see. But that's what I do here, right? Help to take away your blindness. But this idea of physician, heal thyself. There's nothing more that can cloud your mind to wish that you could just go and touch things and that they would heal. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? But the idea is that the grievous head wound was in the beginning of the Bible, in the beginning of days, and when we have this trouble between male and female, in the Garden of Eden. And remember, Garden of Eden, all these things, they aren't a physical thing. They are an interior thing, something along those lines. Because, I showed you how that they didn't have clothing. They didn't have their garments until way at the end of the story. So the whole time that they were in Eden, they were in like a meditation situation where they were in spirit. Then that's what it means to be naked and all of that. How did you know you were naked? How did you know any of this stuff? Oh, did you go and, oh, don't you tell me that? So this becomes the first curse, the idea that he's going to put something between his seed and her seed, which means that arachnet, the veil, the curtain between the two, just the veil. That's also the myth. It's in the midst, and it's all inside of us. It's all inside of us. So when physician, heal thyself, when this comes to light in the book, it's talking about how to save yourself through killing yourself and then being reborn of yourself and the new heaven and earth coming back to life. And you are remembered and you're restored. And so, physician, heal thyself. You have to do it all yourself. There ain't no help. Even the book I told you the other day, you have to do this whole thing. You've got no help. You're all by yourself. I'm helping you, but you have to go and do all this stuff. This is all inside of us. We got to go into the midst. Remember when the 2 and 3 are joined together, when 5 are gathered together, Jesus will be in the midst. All right, you guys. I love you. I do. And I'll be back a little later. You know it will.